Uh, this is another case where infant body was brought by the police for postmortem examination. You can see even the placenta is attached, umbilical cord is attached. The first thing what I am doing, I am measuring the crown to heel length, crown to heel length of the infant. Okay, in this case actually it was 45 centimeter. So Morrison rule will apply. 45 divided by 5, so gestational age of this infant will be 9 months. Okay, now I am cutting this umbilical cord. Umbilical cord is being cut. Okay, umbilical cord is cut, this placenta and umbilical cord. Okay, this is umbilical cord. We should look for the any displacement of the Wharton jelly. There is something called Wharton jelly in the umbilical cord. Okay, and we should also see for the signs of inflammation along around the umbilical cord. This stump of the umbilical cord. Okay, so we should look for the signs of any inflammation. Okay, in this case there is not much inflammation is seen. Okay, okay, in this case there is a lacerated wound over the scalp is there. This I am showing the lacerated wound over the scalp, and even the parietal bone fracture is there, and even the brain matter is coming out from that fractured part. Basically it seems to be a case of precipitate labor. Okay, means the child has just fallen after delivery on the floor and it has got this head injury. Okay, and this blood, all even this whitish, this is called vernix caseosa. Vernix caseosa, which is a cheesy material around the body. Okay, and in the neck also there are some wounds are there. Probably there animal bites somewhere. Again I am pointing toward the vernix caseosa. Okay, or yes, some lacerated wound is there over the neck. Okay, but there is no strangulation mark as such actually, no. It's not a case of strangulation or smothering actually. It's a basically fall due to precipitate labor. Okay, in this case the nails have grown over the fingertips. So basically it's a mature, fully mature, like no, full term, we can say full term child. And the shape of the chest you can say arch shaped. Okay, but it was a live born arch shaped. The child has taken respiration. Okay, that is there. Then you can see the meconium has passed. Okay, yeah, this meconium has passed, like you can say meconium incontinence is there. Okay, okay, here we will see some measurements actually, no. Some measurements are taken, like here I'm taking the chest circumference at the level of the nipple. Okay, chest circumference is taken. So this is how chest circumference is taken. Okay, now next I am taking the abdominal circumference at the level of the umbilicus. So abdominal circumference at the level of umbilicus is taken. Okay, now third thing, I am taking the head circumference. Okay, see these measurements we take in the even living infants also when they come for medical checkup. The head circumference, chest circumference, abdominal circumference, same way it is taken. Okay, now I shall be looking for the signs of smothering around the mouth and the nostrils. Okay, in the mouth especially, I will look for the frenulum of the lip. In this case, it was not torn. Actually, we could not see any injuries around the mouth. Okay, could not see any signs of smothering. But you can see this skin is slippage. Skin can be easily removed. This epidermis especially. So I am just removing the epidermis. This is called skin slippage. Actually, it is because of the putrefaction, uh, start of decomposition. Okay, it's not any injury. Okay. Uh, Now I am again doing this eye-shaped incision, just like we give in the adult body to open the chest and the abdominal cavity. But as I earlier told in my previous videos also, it's the abdominal cavity which is opened first in cases of autopsy of the infant, because we have to check the position of the diaphragm. Because if it is a respired lung, then diaphragm are at lower level of it, or if it is unrespired lung, then diaphragm will be at upper level. Okay. So this eye shaped incision is going on. So I'm first opening the layers of the abdomen. So it's just like in the adult body, like uh, the walls of the abdomen are open, then you reach to the peritoneum, and then the internal organs are seen. So it's just like the adult body. Okay. So you can see the lever. My finger is pointing towards the lever. Okay, and I'm also checking the level of the diaphragm, and it is around sixth rib level. It's coming. Like with my fingers, I am pointing the diaphragm at which finger, which rib level. So again, I am removing the structures on the wall of the chest. So they are like adult body also similar way we do it, but it's easy to remove in the infant body compared to adult. Okay, because of the muscle mass is very less, but muscles are same. Those pectoralis major minor muscles, same thing, and we can see the chest cavity like same way. Okay. So now I am cutting through the costal cartilage to remove the sternal plate. Sternal plate means sternum along with part of the costal cartilage. In diatom test, we send this sternum to the forensic science lab or chemical examiner lab for diatom test. So this is a sternal plate I had retracted upward. Okay. Now I am uh, doing the dissection for the lungs. Uh, Here you can see the thymus actually. Now I'm so I have removed the lungs, and now we shall be doing the hydrostatic test. So I have put the one lung into the container containing water, and you can see it's floating. Okay, which is a feature of respired lung. But just to rule out uh, that it's not because of putrefaction, we should do control test by putting the liver also. If liver will float, then it has now I am removing the thymus. So this is a thymus gland I have kept separately. So this is a thymus gland. Okay, thymus. Now I am looking for the stomach actually. You can see the green color of intestines because of the presence of meconium in it. Okay. I have opened the chest cavity and the abdominal cavity in this case. Okay. I am actually opening the stomach. I am looking for the content of the stomach. So with my fingers I have opened the stomach, and actually there was no content. Stomach was empty, no milk, nothing. So okay. Now after this I will be showing you the ossification center in the talus and the calcaneum. Okay, we will see the ossification center in the talus and calcaneum. So for that uh, I shall be giving the cut between the third and the fourth toe longitudinally downward, and which will pass through the talus and the calcaneum. And if ossification center is present, it looks like a brownish color nucleus in the center of the bone. Okay, so I will be giving the vertical incision, and we will open the foot like a book, like we open a book. So third and fourth toe identified, and longitudinal cut given downwards between the third and fourth toe. Okay, the length of this was 45 centimeter. So it means ossification center shall be present. Ossification center shall be present in the talus as well as in the calcaneum, because if the length is see, first I will show you, this is ossification center. I am pointing out with the tip of the blade this brownish color nucleus in the center of the bone. It's in the talus bone. In the talus it appears at 7 months of gestational age. So this fetus is definitely more than the 7 month of gestational age. uh, as the length of this fetus was 45 centimeter, so as per Morrison formula the age will be 9 months of gestational age. So in this case, now I will be showing the ossification center in the lower end of the femur. For that we will be opening the knee. Okay, so I have given the horizontal cut over the knee joint. Okay, now after this I will be giving a cut over the lower end of the femur, because we know lower end of the femur ossification center is present at 9 months of gestational age. So I am giving this a horizontal incision at the lower end of the femur. Okay, to look for ossification center in the lower end of the femur. We may have to give the serial cut if it is not seen in the first cut. Okay, in this case actually it was a full term fetus, so it was present. This ossification center same look like the same that I have shown you in the talus, the brownish color nucleus in the center of the bones. But we can see this ossification center by x-rays also. Okay, actually this video was not made properly, but still if you can imagine, this ossification center is present in the lower end of the femur. I'm just pointing out with the tip of the blade. Okay, the ossification center is present in the lower end of the femur, so that tells that this is a full term fetus. It has crossed 9 months of gestational age. Now I am removing the sternal plate properly. Earlier we had just reflected it backward. Now I will show you the ossification center in the different division of the sternum also. So first I am removing it. Earlier I had shown you the dissection for the sternal plate. So now sternal plate. Now this is sternal plate in my hand. Sternal plate means sternum along with part of the costal cartilage. Now we shall be giving horizontal incision in the sternum, and we shall see the ossification center in the different divisions of the sternum. So I have kept the sternum over the floor, and now I will be giving a cut in the sternum. See, this is the cut I am giving it. Okay, and we will see the ossification center in the different division. We will open it. We'll open it. Okay, first give a cut like this. So sometimes we have to apply some force basically, or the cut has to be given. I know it's taking some time, but sometimes it happens. So see, ossification center in the different division of the sternum appears at 6 months of gestational age. So definitely they will be present in this case, because already we know it was a full term fetus. So when we have ossification center in the lower end of the femur which appears at 9 months, so then definitely it will be there in the different division of the sternum also, which are at 6 months of gestational age. Okay, I know I'm finding it difficult. Okay, so okay, you can use this method also with the hammer also. Okay, after all, it's a bone actually. So it's maybe difficult to cut the bone with simple blade. Now see, I'm now showing you the ossification center. I'm pointing out same. They look like this brownish color nucleus in the center of the bones. Okay, actually for sternum sometimes even do you don't have to cut. If you see the sternum under light also, you can see those ossification center. Okay, here I have pointed with the, I have tried actually, but probably it was not opened properly, so again I'm using the knife and the hammer. Okay, now it's cut, I think, finally. So now in the different division of sternum, ossification centers are seen. Okay, so in this case, actually we are sending the organs for histopathology. So this is one jar where we have put all the organs. Okay, and they will be sent for histopathology. Okay, histopathology is you can say gold standard uh, for determining the cause of death. You can find out some disease process. Okay, this I am demonstrating the placenta actually. In this case, actually in the initial part you have seen the umbilical cord was attached with umbilicus along with the placenta. So this is a placenta as such. Okay, at least sometimes there may be some pathology in the placenta. You can examine the placenta also. Okay, so with this I am ending this video. Thank you.